Hi, everybody. We're back once more. I'm Sivani Babu.
I'm Sabine Bergmann. We are the co-founders of Hidden Compass.
And we're joined today by Edmée van Rijn, who is the author of Into the Whirlwind in this issue. Thanks for joining us, Edmée.
Thank you for having me.
So, building off a foundation in anthropology, sociology, and international relations, Edmée worked at the UN and the EU before pursuing a career in journalism. She now works as a camerawoman, editor, and producer in conflict zones across the Middle East and beyond. We're excited to talk to you and to talk about your story and your work, and we'll just jump into it.
Yeah, we love this story. We're so proud of it. You should be as well. And I'm going to start by quoting part of your story to you. There's a line that says, "I became a journalist because I wanted to give a voice to people who have been wronged, to expose crimes against humanity and other atrocities, and to help uncover the truth." And my question is, so this story is about your work. So much of your work and your mission is about telling the stories of others, but this one is very different because it's about you. How did you come to tell it?
I thought the dog story for me was something special. Every time I would tell it to somebody else, somebody would say, well, whoa, this is an amazing story. I had no idea about dog sledding in general or the adventures you did. Some people still don't know I'm going to Norway, in winters. And then I thought, oh, maybe actually I should write about it, because I think it's such a beautiful thing to experience what I do experience, what I try to explain also in the article, what I experience. And then how does it feel to me, and how do I come back as a different person? And I thought, oh, well, maybe other people would like to read about it too. And then I started to write it, and we thought it would be a good idea to have the contrast with my life in the Middle East, as the contrast is so big between the sand and the snow world, let's say, that we thought it would merge nice together. Having said that, I think it's a terrifying thing to do, to write about yourself. This is the first time I really write and publish something this personal. Mm-hmm. And it was a bit terrifying, but I'm absolutely thrilled with the outcome.
We are too. I mean, it's such a beautiful, powerful story. And when you were writing it this spring, you were writing it when violence erupted in Gaza and the surrounding area, while you were in lockdown, COVID lockdown in Turkey. And you write so beautifully about how hard it can be to do your job, but I guess this time the opposite was also true. So yeah. What was that like? What was it like that not being able to leave and go do your job?
Yeah, that was very stressful. Our job as journalists is to go wherever the news happens and the conflict breaks out, and another war in Gaza happened. And this time, and because of Corona, not a lot of journalists were able to go in the first place. So there's not a lot of exposure what's going on. I felt very stressed. I did what I could from my desk from Istanbul to help and set up teams and produce. But I was like, I have to go there myself. But it was impossible. And in the meantime, I had to write a second draft for the article. And it was so difficult that I called Katie. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can write about how beautiful my trip in Norway has been, and then and then at the same time report about the deaths in Gaza. Then there were certain moments I had to really put my laptop and my phone in the kitchen, take a notebook, and just write down on a notebook and not be disturbed for another news message or a colleague calling me or etc. So yeah, that was a hard time to write. But but at the same time, it was a hard time to write. But at the same time, I thought I need to write. This gave me also the urge that I could write hard about the scenes I had witnessed before. So it was an advantage and a disadvantage, I would say.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Katie is our managing editor, and she's fantastic. It's been amazing to watch that partnership between you, Edmée, and Katie, and how this story has transformed. You mentioned the scenes that you were writing about reporting from conflict zones, and they come to life so beautifully in the story. And we get to really feel a lot of the challenges you go through. But my question is, what is the most rewarding thing about what you do?
The most rewarding thing, like work-wise in conflict zones?
Yeah.
Well, if there is a sort of outcome, like what comes to my mind now, for example, is not the Middle East, but the story we did in Kazakhstan about the Uyghurs in the concentration camp in China.
Mhm.
We did a big report about this, and in the same time, there were questions asked in the parliament. And in this process, and it's just Holland, and Holland is a very small country, but still, you try to influence some of the policymakers to put pressure and to change a certain thing. For example, this is a tiny example. And I think if you keep exposing, then at a certain point there have to be some kind of accountability in one way or the other. But that's why I hope for, and that's why I keep pressing for telling those stories.
Wow. We like to give the audience, a place to go, a chance to get to know you a little bit better and what you are interested in. So what's the last book or article or podcast that you recommended to someone?
Oh, recommended to someone. I think, what did I recommend? I recommend The Secret Life of Trees, I think.
Yeah,
that's a good
one.
one.
It's a great one.
Yeah.
Yes.
About how the trees are communicating under the ground with each other. Yeah, that's what I want. And the other one I recommended recently, what I think is a great book, is The Art of Arabs by Mackintosh Smith. It's about the history of the Middle East. It's written in such an eloquent way, and not very heavy history, but written in a very interesting way. I think everybody should read that book.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll have to add that to my list
Same.
for sure. So, Edmée, your story is so fantastic. This is our photo feature. She wrote it and photographed it. It's incredible. You should go and read it. And for those who are unfamiliar with our process, every story that we publish at Hidden Compass, we publish alongside a fundraising campaign. And this is to honor the partnership between us as a publication, our contributors, but also you as our audience and our readers. And you have the opportunity to directly support the journalist, the storyteller, and us. We split the proceeds 50-50, and the contributor gets their share on top of our pay. And so Edmée, I've seen that people are already contributing to your campaign, which is wonderful. Do you have anything that you'd like to say to the people who have already contributed?
Yeah, huge thank you for everybody, of course, who contributed already. I'm a bit overwhelmed also with the reaction. I didn't think that it would raise such an amount quite fast in a few days already. Mm-hmm. But yeah, a huge thank you for everybody who contributed. And I think it's an amazing way, this platform, to have this way of fundraising for both me, but also for you. And yeah, I think it is an amazing way to support both of us.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, we echo your gratitude to everyone who's contributed. And we encourage people who haven't read the story to go and check it out. It's called Into the Whirlwind. It is our photo feature, and it's our human and nature story.
That's right.
This issue.
That's right. And check out the story, contribute to the campaigns. Thank you, everybody. This is our last one of these conversations. So thank you for sticking with us over the last 5 weeks. Mm-hmm. And thank you, Edmée, for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And thank you for publishing this wonderful article.